Hey folks, we're back with another edition of 8-Minute Webinar, soon to be 8-Minute Interviews. This week with one of the most well-known brands out there in Yelp. Hugo, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tarek. Excited to be here.
Awesome. So let's just get started. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do at Yelp, and then I'm sure everyone knows Yelp, but maybe just very briefly how you would say, how you would describe Yelp at the high level.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Hugo Organista. I am the recruitment marketing specialist at Yelp. I support our various recruiting teams. So any needs that they have when it comes to marketing or recruitment strategy, I'm the go-to guy. And how to describe Yelp? Well, we were founded in 2004, went public in March of 2012. And we've grown a lot since, quite honestly. I mean, at first, everybody thought that Yelp was strictly a restaurant review business service. But I'll say that we've really grown a lot since. We can be used for a lot more like local services, just connecting people to great businesses, whether it's plumbers, AC, carpet cleaners, painters, there's a lot more that you can do within the Yelp site now.
Yeah, or soccer leagues. That's my soccer league is on Yelp, so you can also.
There you go.
Where's the best place for early professionals to find career opportunities at Yelp?
Yelp.com/careers or Yelp.careers is going to be the best place to look. Our roles may not be specifically listed as entry level, but like you've mentioned, that they are perfect for early professionals. So those that might have a year experience and are looking to kind of take things to the next level, we'll have plenty of roles that are a great opportunity for that. More specifically, we have our sales roles and then also our general and administrative roles. We do have plenty of engineering roles, but our engineering recruiting team is somewhat different from the way that we do our hiring and interview processes. But for us, the inside sales representative role is a great role for those early on, that requires 1 year experience in customer service or 6 months remote working experience. We also have a customer success representative role, a local client partner role. For engineering, user ops associates might be a great start. But for those that have at least a year experience, those are great roles to look into.
And what locations do you typically hire for or into in a non-remote scenario?
So right now we are hiring mostly remote roles. Some of those roles will be going back to an office setting. But we have 11 offices. So we have 2 in San Francisco, 2 in New York City, 1 in Phoenix, 1 in Chicago, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, Toronto, London, and Hamburg as well in Germany.
What is the interview process like?
So for sales, candidates start out by taking a short assessment. And that assessment is testing you on your skills and sales acumen, as well as your understanding of the role. As long as a candidate passes that assessment, then we go ahead and schedule a 30-minute phone interview with a recruiter. At that point, the recruiter will kind of dig into why you're looking into the role, why you're interested. At the same time, the recruiter will make sure that the role is a good fit for you and your goals as well as a candidate. And as long as that goes well, then we'll go ahead and schedule a virtual interview, or pre-COVID, it would be an on-site interview where we bring you to the office and show you around. And then you'd meet with either the hiring manager or a sales manager.
What's the best way for a candidate to prepare for an interview at Yelp?
Take a look at our social media, take a look at our blog, our investor relation pages, even our career site. Take some time to truly understand Yelp as a company and what our goals are and how the role you're applying for will fit into that. And copy resume, bring plenty of copies to your interview. If it's a virtual interview, maybe just make sure that you're sending out that resume to the hiring manager or whoever you're interviewing with prior to the interview.
Are there any red flags that you would help candidates steer clear from during the interview process or even the application process?
The very first one is failure to conduct your research, right? If you're not taking the time to know about the company or the role, that is something that we will notice very quickly. And on the flip side, if you do your research, we will notice that very quickly as well. So that shows that you are committed to wanting the role. The other thing is professionalism at all stages of the hiring process. From how quickly you respond to our emails to how you're addressing the recruiter or even the hiring manager in those emails. Those are all things that seem small but are considered. If you're in an interview, making sure that you're making eye contact with the recruiter, making sure that your phone is on silent, just those small things like that.
Any unique ways that you've seen folks break through?
So one of the true and tried ways that we see people kind of just getting an edge over other candidates is simply connecting with the recruiter and the hiring manager prior to the interview. So once you've got an interview scheduled and you know the name of your recruiter, just quickly connect with them on LinkedIn, send them a quick message and say, hey, thanks for the opportunity, looking forward to the interview. And similarly with a hiring manager, just that quick note is going to make a difference. The other thing that people really overlook, especially college students, is looking into an alumni association. An alumni association is a great place for you to network with other alumni who may already be in the industry or role that you're trying to get. The other thing that will really put a candidate over the edge is a candidate that can demonstrate that they love Yelp's mission and values. We love candidates that can show us that our mission and values are resonating with them. Our mission is to connect people with great local businesses. So if you've had any experience in that in the past, if that's something you're passionate about, if your mother owns a restaurant and that's something that you helped her with, or just it's something that you deeply care about your local communities, having that genuine, authentic passion for the role, in addition to your skills and experience, is something that really gets us excited.
What's the first thing you look for on a resume?
The first and foremost thing that we're looking for is formatting, right? So keep in mind that sometimes a recruiter might be going through 50, 80, sometimes even 100 resumes, depending on the role per day, right? So us being able to look at your resume and being able to gather all the information we need quickly and easily is going to be paramount there. The other thing is make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. The little things do matter. So spelling and grammar, those are things that we look at. If you have a few things misspelled or you haven't taken the time to look at grammar, that could point to a lack of attention to detail on our end. The other thing is relevant experience, right? So if you're applying to a sales role, but your resume is built out for your marketing career and you're making a career change, then just make sure that you're tweaking your resume so that those relevant skills and experiences are what pop out and stand out, right?
Is GPA important?
In short, GPA is not important for us. More important than GPA is we're looking at your relevant experience and your ability to perform in the role. So, for example, your communication skills, prior experience as mentioned, and also potential. Do we see potential in how you're going to perform in that role? Internship experience and any extracurriculars that are relevant as well. Those are things that we weigh much more heavier than GPA.
What about the objective? Do you ever read the objective?
We always recommend that you tailor it for the role that you're applying for. I've mentioned this before, but just making sure that you're looking at Yelp's blog, our product updates, social media, investor relation pages, just getting acquainted with our goals. Match that into your objective. Tell us how you fit into that puzzle and use your objective to tell us that. If your skills or experience aren't really relevant to the role, then use your objective to tell us why you're interested in that role and why you feel you're going to be a great performer there. Tell us why you want the role and not why you just want to work at Yelp. We want to know why you're passionate about the job that you'll be doing and why you feel you're going to be awesome in that role.
The cover letter. Do you ever read cover letters?
We do read cover letters, and we honestly look at cover letters as an extension of your experience, right? We don't always look at the cover letter, but make sure that you do have one in case the recruiter does need to get just a little bit more information about you and your previous experience. Don't make it long, just make it clear, concise, and to the point. And as always, make sure you're customizing it to Yelp. Make sure that you are addressing the recruiter if you know their name, or just say, "Dear Yelp recruiter." "Dear sir," "madam," it tends to kind of come off as very generic. So just take that little extra time to make it a little bit more customized and personable.
Thanks so much for joining us this week. Very much appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Tarek. It was a great pleasure talking to you.
You too.